So I finally bit the bullet and bought some type of dust collection. Just a Harbor Freight 2 horsepower dust collection motor system thingy. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to set it up like this. I'm actually going to use this ring to make a thien baffle. And this is going to sit on top of a metal trash can. This is going to be transferred horizontally on top, so it's directly pulling up, and I'm going to eject the dust out this window. I'm out of breath from bringing that in, but anyway, I got a little AC unit in the window. I think I'm going to, actually I don't know, depending on what side the exhaust is on the motor housing. This is just a little piece of plexiglass right here, so I'm going to make an opening wherever my height is for the outlet, and the fine dust particles are going to go out. Just exhaust outside. I'm actually going to put a little hose pointing down to the grass so it's not being blown into somebody else's window, but the vast majority of the chips should be collected in a metal trash can, so that's the goal anyway. That will allow me to hook this up. I think I'm going to put it on top of the stove, that way my in feed can go this way, out feed can go this way, and dust can go right down into the bucket, and then fine dust out the window. And also that'll allow me enough hose to come to the table saw. Eventually I'm just going to dismantle that dust chute inside, use a magnet to cover this up, and then build a little chute down the bottom. But after that last loft bed build, one of these trash cans, I forget which, is nearly half full of sawdust, and it's just from sweeping up. So I'm tired of breathing dust in, I'm tired of getting headaches from the dust, so finally had an opportunity to get something. Now I just gotta put it all together somehow. Alright, so initially opening up, I put the pan over there. First impressions, this thing's big. This is a lot bigger than what I thought. You see pictures online, and this only seems like it's, 4 inches or so. That's what it looks like online. Well, obviously this is a 4-inch duct, but it doesn't look that big until you get it all opened up, so this is pretty cool. Alright, so like I said, things are going to be just a little bit differently than how this was originally designed. I saw a picture of this, and actually was referred to this setup by somebody on Lumberjocks. But basically, like I stated before, this is what normally would have the bag on top, and then the filter bag on top, and the plastic bag on bottom. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stick the inlet in like so, like this actually. The downside of the inlet is going to go to my table saw, and the upside is going to be over there going to my planer. But anyway, air intake here, and it's going to spin counterclockwise. I think I've got to read the write-up on this, but I think I got to remove this inside pan, I guess. Oh, also, by the way, right out of the box, mine came rusted. So, it is a Harbor Freight item, so I guess that is kind of expected, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, air intake, counterclockwise, and I'm going to put a plate on top with a 4-inch hole in the middle, which is on the bottom side of this motor, so we're still spinning counterclockwise, and it's going to come up into the fan and be ejected counterclockwise. And it comes with this square to circle adapter that bolts directly to that square flange, and this will be running outside that window and pointing down at the grass. So like I said, I'm not just trying to dump my trash outside, but I'm trying to do away with having to buy one of those nice wind filters. This was $1.99 plus I used one of the 20% off coupons, so it was like $1.70 tax included, something like that. So I don't want to put any more money into it, and I'm not worried about creating a negative pressure in here because Well, quite frankly, that bottom of the door is not sealed up, and the bottom half of that's not sealed up, and that window over there is not really sealed up. So, you know, the efficiency of the heating and cooling in here isn't the greatest, and I can work in here without the heater in the wintertime, and I can work in here without the air conditioner in the summertime, so that doesn't bother me. Well, I've just gone and purchased that metal trash can, so now I can start laying out for my MDF spacers in between. Now my can, the outside diameter of the can is 20 5/8 of an inch, and what I plan on doing is creating a three-sided, it'll go in, around the back, and then out to the front, a three-sided stand, I guess you could say, that sits just a little bit lower, probably about an inch and a half, maybe probably about an inch lower than the first piece of MDF. Now the first piece of MDF I want to be 26 inches, that way it's going to be on the outside, and the outside, you know, and there'll be plenty of room for the frame. And the reason being is once this is all together, I'm just going to let the weight of the motor sit on top of the baffle, which sits on top of the can, and provided that weight with gravity and the suction, it should seal up pretty good. On that first piece of 26 inch by 26 inch square MDF, I'm going to make a 1/2 inch dado with the outside diameter being 20 5/8 of an inch. Inside this, I'm going to put some foam weather stripping, and that should seal it up nice and tight. And then I have yet to determine what my complete cutout will be in the middle. But I'm going to completely cut out the inside of this, and then the second layer of MDF, I'm going to have 2 layers right here on top of the can. The second layer is going to be where the actual thien baffle is located. And the reason I'm doing it in 2 parts is because I want this to have a little bit of thickness right here, because once this is all said and done, the way for me to remove the can would simply be just lift this up about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, slide a spacer, a piece of wood in between the baffle, or in between this MDF, and then the frame support on both sides, which lifts it up enough to slide the can out. And I can go empty the can and just slide it where it needs to be, and then just drop it down whatever distance that was by removing my shims, and it'll be in place. Eliminate the need for clamps, and hopefully easy access to dump the can. But like I said, 2 pieces of MDF below the baffle, 1 piece of MDF, as of right now, 1 piece of MDF above on top. I may have to add more. So what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and cut, there it is, 26 inches square, 3/4 inch MDF. I'm going to cut 3 or 4 pieces, I'm not exactly sure right now, but I'm going to get those cut first.